Why do Christian teens question if spiritual warfare is real? Imagine facing battles every day that you can't see with your eyes. Sometimes it feels like you're fighting an invisible enemy. That's what spiritual warfare is all about. It's the idea that there are unseen forces fighting against God's plan and your faith. But for many teens, this can be confusing or hard to believe. They grow up in a world that values science, facts, and what they can touch or see. When it comes to spiritual battles, it's all about faith and trust, which can be tricky for young people trying to find their way. One big reason teens question spiritual warfare is because they don't see clear proof. Unlike a physical fight, you can't see spiritual forces or demons. It's all happening in the mind or heart, which makes it hard to tell if it's real or just feelings. If they don't experience obvious signs, doubts can creep in. Another reason is the culture around them. Society often promotes science and logic as the only truths. Messages that dismiss spiritual ideas make it harder for teens to accept that unseen battles are happening. Internal struggles also play a role. Teens face many challenges like temptation, peer pressure, and questions about who they are. Sometimes they wonder if these struggles are just normal life or part of spiritual warfare. When they face setbacks or feel distant from God, they might wonder if it's because of spiritual attacks or just life's difficulties. Without clear teaching on spiritual disciplines like prayer, reading the Bible, and worship, teens might not understand how to recognize spiritual warfare. They can confuse everyday problems with spiritual battles, which leads to confusion or skepticism. But understanding spiritual warfare can also bring strength. When teens learn that God provides spiritual tools like truth, righteousness, faith, and prayer, they realize they are not fighting alone. The armor of God, as described in the Bible, is meant to help them stand firm. Knowing that Jesus has already won the battle over evil gives them hope and confidence. They can see their struggles as opportunities to grow closer to God and relying more on His power. Practically, teens can learn to spot spiritual warfare by paying attention to lies that tempt them away from God or distractions that pull them from their faith. Using prayer and scripture as their weapons helps them stand strong. Being part of a community of believers offers support and encouragement. When they face difficulties, they can see them as chances to grow spiritually, not just random problems. Recognizing that spiritual battles are real but already won through Jesus can help teens stay hopeful and motivated to stay faithful. So, even if it's hard to see or understand at first, knowing the truth about spiritual warfare can be a powerful part of their journey of faith.